Hello, everyone, and welcome to That Game Place. It's me, Jonas Campbell. You recognize me? I'm your friend from the future, well, and the past. Hey, everybody. By the way, Butterbiscuit92 says, "Gotta love when you're delivering mail and it's pouring. Keep me entertained, please." Well, Butterbiscuit, I'll do my best. The Elemental Hero, the Shadow Link Dragon Wolf King, what a name, says, "Hi." Also, Ninja Pat 15 says, "Player one ready." And look at that right here. My good friend Tom F. Hey, all y'all gamers, welcome to the Game Place. Hit that like button. It's the quarter slot, and you want to play another round. And please ring the bell to subscribe. There it is. D. Bud Martin. Culture looks different today. Yeah, culture is not able to be on this stream today. And there goes half our viewership right there. He is currently tied up in a closet somewhere in Minecraft, and now this channel is mine. Spoon user, hello gamers. Well, you can say hello to me too. I do try my best. I do try my best. Hey, Juliet is here. That's awesome. All right. Well, we do have some stories to cover. We do have a title story that I really want to talk about, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of time before we get into that. And of course, we've got to acknowledge the giant elephant in the room. By elephant, I mean the giant black samurai. That sounds like his game release is not going to be very good. There's an update on that. So let's talk about this one from That Park Place. Halo pushes feminist messaging in Women's History Month social media posts, sparks backlash from longtime fans. This one from Marvin Montanero over at That Park Place. Look at that right there. It's a pride flag and a bunch of soldiers who go in and kill aliens. Bunch of murderous soldiers and a pride flag. Anyways, the Halo franchise, once a dominant force in the gaming industry, continues to stray further, not farther from its roots. The latest controversy, Microsoft's Halo Studios decided to roll out not one, but two separate posts celebrating Women's History Month, promoting in-game content themed around feminist messaging. Rather than rallying its core audience, these posts ignited a wave of backlash from the gaming community, which has grown increasingly frustrated with the studio's ongoing efforts to cater to an audience that seems largely uninterested in the franchise. You know what's funny? I remember seeing memes back in the day about how do you get girls to like Legos? And it was literally just give them more hair options. Like put the long hair on there as well. But apparently when it's Halo or video games, it's no, we need you to do this Rosie the Riveter meme here. Juliet says no pictures are showing. Interesting. Tom F., can you confirm whether or not there's any pictures showing on screen? Is StreamYard being a deuce today? D-Bud, anybody? I need more confirmation from someone I trust. Hey, look, Punk Waddle's out there. Yep, no screen share. Okay, hold on one second. What about now? No? No screen share. Ah, my. We might end up just doing solo hour here. So, share now. Mr. Tickle Trunk. I'm going to go over here to the it's not even connecting the stream to the service. Yeah. All right, one second. I'm going to blow this thing away. And then I don't like to do the mechanics of the stream while on the stream, but otherwise we'd have no stream. All right, catching up here. I saw a glimpse of it a couple of minutes ago, and then it was gone. StreamYard, what are you doing to me? That's not cool. How are we going to handle this? Okay, I'm going to remove this from the stream. I wish that I could actually hear you guys in the audience, because right now I just gotta go by the commentary from the chat here. Yeah, I am. Are you swapping focus on Windows? No, it is not Windows, which is why I'm not swapping focus. Give me just a second here. You're going to see something unsettling. Excuse me. All right. Well, there's me again. Let's see if it will allow me to present a screen. This may be a really short stream if I cannot put any of our news articles on the stream at all. What about now? What about meow? Ha! It's still not going. Yes, yes. D-Bud, you have to remember that I've been in the uh, film post-production space for a very long time. So, especially when you're working with freelancers on the level that I've had to do, unfortunately, that is the thing. Yeah, I'm looking right now. By the way, I'll show you guys the oh wait, no, I can't show you guys the back end here because StreamYard isn't displaying. So yeah, that's nothing. Well, that's too bad. See, the thing that I tried to do here is I tried to back out and back in. I think I might have to create an entirely new stream in order to do this. Okay, we're cutting it off. And I think we might just talk video games here. Maybe I'll just talk about the stories because who cares at this point? Okay, so Halo puts out this completely cringy tweet to show off Women's History Month, and it's a couple of Master Chiefs in it couldn't be female armor. It has to be the dude armor because acknowledging that there's any difference between a male and a female body, that would be, you know, problematic here. So they put that red bandana with the white spots on it like over the face of the Spartan soldier here. So I think Halo might be missing the point here of the war aspect here. You can wing it. It's what I do every day. Get it? Get it? Because Punkwaddle is a penguin. Let's see. Are you sharing screen or app? Have you tried both? I've tried streaming from a browser. You know what? You know what? No, no, I don't think I could try that. Hold on just one second. I think I might have an idea here. What we could do. Mod could post links of what you are talking about till this is fixed. Okay, if I fix this, guys, you have to guarantee me at least one super chat. Doesn't have to be a $5, doesn't have to be a $500, could be a two, be a super sticker. I'd accept that. But let me see if I can fix this thing here. Could I get myself into? I almost don't want to use Firefox because apparently that was corrupted by USAID at some point. One band says Halo is a dead IP. Not going to disagree with you there. All right. All right. Getting into StreamYard. It's going to make me send myself an email. It's not going to let me do it. It is not going to let me do it at all. Okay. Wanban, yes, you're correct. Unfortunately, Brave doesn't work with StreamYards. It did until today. So, all right, I got to check the correct email. It's not the one with the StreamYard account attached to it, of course. Now I have to figure out my StreamYard. Okay, okay. Nope, it's a different one. Of course it is. It's Jonas at, I'm not going to reveal the rest. Now we just have to figure out how fast StreamYard servers are with the login codes. Tennille89 for 5, waiting for a spliced together soundbite of Chris Evans saying U.S. AIDS. I don't get the joke, if that is a joke. Let's see. What? Did they kill that? Yeah, I don't understand why they're choosing the color schemes for Halo. Like, aren't we supposed to have other features for Halo? I'd like a good game for Halo. Kind of died out. Hmm? Can you hear me? Boomer Jonas. This is not a boomer thing. This is a StreamYard thing. StreamYard boomered it. All right, can you hear me? And then the next thing we do, this is gonna be a challenge here. All right, let's get rid of this one. Jonas, yeah, I will check my X messages later. All right, we've lost the other one. And now, yeah. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Believe it or not, I'm actually going through settings rather quickly here. All right, all right. It's thinking. It wants me to restart my whole system here in order to make it work. I don't know if we are going to be able to do that and keep the see. Just hold on. Apollo 13. They had a whole team of white dorks there with slide rules and French curves and ties with clips in order to help them get through. Also, they had the classic button up white shirt, but that was short sleeve, and of course a pack of cigarettes there with them to help them get through the tough spots. Tennille 89, nope, still not letting me do it. Tennille 89 for $2. We firing on all cylinders today, boys. Well, there's the problem. This is fake Jonas. Yeah, it is fake Jonas. We'll fix that in here just a second. Hey, D-Bud knows this well enough. So we need Gene Kranz. I met him and his wife once. I would love to meet that guy. I've downloaded his audiobook a few times in order to try to make this whole thing work. All right. Let's see. Is this thing showing up? Look at that right there. It's okay, we're skipping ahead to the end so that I can see whether or not. Nope, it's still not showing up. It's still not. Oh, wait. Is it showing up? Nope, it's not working at all. Guys, I'm disappointed. I was hoping to show you guys a live stream today. Is this low spec Linux gaming? 321 and not a picture yet. Don't see it on my end. Man, I was hoping to show you guys some embarrassing pictures of a guy getting arrested by Mario and Luigi, but now I can just describe it to you. Oh wait, it's embarrassing pictures of Mario and Luigi arresting a guy in Brazil. You've got something now? Let's see. That took forever. Okay. All right. All right. Let's try it with this one. I'm gonna blow away that live streaming one there in the background. Hey, is it coming through? It's showing the browser. Here we go. I'm going to be like my friend Vash Sky here. I guess we can get rid of my show notes for tomorrow's that park place that I had in all my amazing number of tabs. So I'm going to have to switch back and forth between the browser that is I'm doing this from and the browser that I'm getting the stories from. All right, let's start over here. Now that we got 16 minutes and 50 seconds into this live stream, let's make sure now that I'm not distracted, we'll go through all of them right now. Tennille89 for 5, waiting for spliced together soundbite of Chris Evans saying U.S. AIDS. You know, I hear he's not a very nice guy. Maybe having some troubles. Tennille89 for $2 more. Oh dear, now the sound is just gone. That was from a couple of minutes ago, so hopefully we're caught up now. And for $2 more, we firing on all cylinders today, boys. Yeah, that's right. And Samuel Maine, I hope you'll forgive me, Samuel Maine. I cannot see super stickers at all at this point. Appreciate you, man. Tom S says it's 5 by 5 now. Yep, I'm glad I don't have notifications on for my browser. Let's do this. Okay, so from that Park Place, Halo pushes feminist messaging in Women's History Month social media posts, sparks backlash from longtime fans. Yeah. All right. This from M. Montanaro. The Halo franchise, once a dominant force in the gaming industry, continues to stray further from its roots. The latest controversy, Microsoft's Halo Studios decided to roll out not one, but 2 separate posts celebrating Women's History Month, promoting in-game content themed around feminist messaging. Now, what could be the problem with that? Like, this franchise that is obviously marketed to little boys and girls here as well, because I know it's rated M, but it's like one of the loosest rated M's out there. It's rated M because you are blowing away people with alien assault rifles and things like that. The rainbow, I noticed they left out the brown one, though. Interesting. They left out the trans and the brown. What? That's not very inclusive of them over there. You see the white, the pink, and the light blue and the brown. That's going to get them into trouble one of these days before the thought police step in. Rather than rallying its core audience, these posts ignited a wave of backlash from the gaming community, which has grown increasingly frustrated with the studio's ongoing efforts to cater to an audience that seems largely uninterested in the franchises. There's a tweet, but we're going to go over here. Yep, still showing on my screen. Hopefully it's still showing on yours. This hashtag Women's History Month. We honor the women whose brilliance, drive, and creativity continue to inspire change within our industry, studio, and community. We rise by lifting each other. Log in this month to claim your Women's History Month armor coating, visor, and emblem collection. Get your Women's History visor in which the bandana is covering your eyes. I've never felt like intentionally inducing blindness is the best way to bring awareness, but to each his own. Obviously, that is the red. This is not the original Rosie the Riveter here. The original Rosie the Riveter was a portrait, if I'm not mistaken. Here, I've got to look it up on one screen and then stick it on the other here. The original Rosie the Riveter acts like she was actually trying to get something done in the original portrait, and I can't find it. I can only find the meme of the lady. We'll go with that one here, though. Let's see. No, can't put it on screen without doxing some people. Anyhow, I don't know why this would appeal to anyone. obviously, it's kind of well known that I play some Fortnite every now and then. If you're going to go with something like this, I think it would be better to just literally put Rosie the Riveter in the game. I think instead of this half measure where you try to turn a Spartan into something that is colored like Rosie the Riveter, it's kind of silly. It's kind of cringe. Also, not trying to give anybody too hard of a time here, but Rosie the Riveter was the one who stayed behind and did work while the men went and did the actual fighting here. So, I mean, Rosie the Riveter's great, but she's also slightly fictitious. Slightly fictitious. She's a fictionalized version. And she's not actually the one that went and fought in the wars. It's kind of silly to me when you think about it. On March 1st, Halo's official X account posted, "We honor the women whose brilliance, drive, and creativity continue to inspire change within our industry and community." It's followed by another one post highlighting Cortana, the game's well-known AI companion, as a symbol of inspiration for Women's History Month. Oh, there it is. See, that's a little bit more Rosie the Riveter, but yeah. What are you guys saying here? Argentum says, "As a woman, this crud embarrasses me." Well, we agree on that one. Tom F, "I think I would rather watch the lawn grow in the dry months than play that." Yeah. Kamchi, Women's History Month. Do the Asian stress pose. How Women Month supposed to be Halo? Let's see here. Rogues Gallery Wingnut, "Did my taxes pay for the transition of this super soldier?" I wouldn't be surprised if Halo Studios got a tax break here or there. And Thomas Brown, and of course, we got to ask, do you think they will ever do anything honoring and celebrating men? Nope. I would say the last time I checked on Gears of War, that was a little bit more masculine focus here. But let's get to the response. The backlash wasn't just about the content of the posts, but about a growing pattern, perhaps a male pattern, a baldness of them. Here in their acknowledging their audience. Microsoft has routinely used Halo's platform for similar messaging, from its annual Pride Month celebrations to Black History Month posts. Did they try to make Master Chief black for Black History Month? Because that'd be a bit on the nose, wouldn't it? While these initiatives might play well in corporate boardrooms, Halo's traditional audience, primarily male gamers who grew up with the franchise's gritty, battle-torn story, continues to express frustration at the direction the brand has taken. Smash JT, a well-known gaming commenter, summed it up bluntly. "Once upon a time, there was this beloved franchise we called Halo," he said in his official write-up. "A magical era and game experience that quickly rose to become a titan of the gaming industry. But no, not anymore. It's become a shell of its former self, and the things that are happening behind the scenes right now should be a cause for concern for everyone." This is the one I want to get to right here. "Beyond the social media posts, there are deeper concerns about the individuals now leading Halo Studios. Many of the key figures in charge seem more interested in advancing certain ideological narratives than in delivering a great gaming experience." This is Melissa Boone, the chief of staff for Halo Studios. I'm going to put some details together on this, but I'm not, one detail in and of itself can be concerning, like the pride flag that includes brown and black in it, because the last time I checked the rainbow, it didn't have brown and black in it. That is not a commentary on people being excluded. It's just a commentary on how light works here. So we've got a rainbow, and it's been intentionally modified to not be a true rainbow. Seems like a little bit of ideology here. We also have a lady. Actually, it's kind of a Rosie the Riveter kind of style here. I'm seeing brightly colored hair, and also pronouns in bio, and chief of staff for Halo Studios. One of the most criticized hires was Melissa Boone, the studio's chief of staff and head of HR. That's exactly where you want to get your video game players, right there. Your video game head of staff is from the HR department. Traditionally very butch. Obviously that is where you get the people who play a lot of video games about war. Those masculine themes run deep in the HR department, right? I'm obviously being sarcastic. Additionally, Pamela Piscatello, previously responsible for marketing of Firewalk Studios' $400 million failure Concord, has now been placed in a leadership role at Halo Studios. That's a different studio. How did she fail up and go to a different studio? These hires suggest that rather than course correcting, Microsoft is doubling down on the same strategies that have already led to failure elsewhere in the gaming industry. This is just one example of the broader trend where major Western game studios prioritize branding and corporate messaging over actually producing high quality games. While Halo fans have been vocal about their dissatisfaction, similar issues have plagued other franchises in recent years. Instead of learning from these failures, studios continue hiring the same figures responsible for past missteps, ensuring the cycle repeats. Whew. I don't know about you guys. I have not played Halo for a while. I have no interest in having played Halo for a while. Let's see what you guys have to say. Let's see. Man, where's Satya Mandela? Sorry for butchering the name. Did you? You didn't butcher it that much. It's Nadella. Yeah, one of the things we talked about in business school when I was there was Satya Nadella. How much did he actually grow Microsoft? Did he grow Microsoft, or did you just join it with other companies? Which is, of course, what he ended up doing more than anything else. He bought LinkedIn, which, by the way, they couldn't build their own social media platform, so they bought LinkedIn so they could have all your personal information, so they could have the lamest social media network in existence over there at Microsoft. They did actually build a video game company with Microsoft and Xbox, of course. But then at some point they just started buying more studios and became an Activision or a Blizzard or an Activision Blizzard or an EA or an Ubisoft. It's boring, and I don't think anybody has time for it here. Xbox Game Pass is kind of interesting though, because it's supposed to be so much value that you couldn't resist buying it. But the only way I would buy it is at a steep discount. Tom F says, I've not played it in a few years, and they killed Skype. I will say, having worked in a corporate environment, I might have had a little PTSD from the sound of a Skype call coming through. Never quite enjoyed it. Let's see. Ninja Pat, 4 was enough for me. The series truly ended with 3. And bass player iffy. I replayed ODST and Reach campaigns about a year ago. Other than that, I haven't played since 4. When I look at it, I really see, when I look at Halo, I see a company that has about the Master Chief Collection and hasn't really done enough since then. TLJ Screwjob. Like 2 Shower Bobby, buying stuff that's successful. Yeah, and then driving it into the ground. All right. Well, let's get to the story that I just really want to talk about today. Here we go. Out of Tarciso Gomez de Freitas. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if this is fake or not, but maybe we can come to some conclusions about that together here. I'm not even going to attempt to read that in what I'm going to guess is Portuguese, if I'm pronouncing it in Espanol. After the Power Rangers, it's Super Mario's turn. Our civil police heroes are infiltrated by the street blocks, and this time it was Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi's turn to arrest yet another bandit interested only in stealing cell phones and ruining the party of those who were enjoying Carnival. Another one who ended up behind bars. Game over. I don't know if this translation is accurate, but I'm a bit of an anarchist, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up. There he is right there. I love this so much. He's got his little fanny pack there, and he's dressed as Mario with overalls. They got good sneakers, and what would it feel like to be going around committing a crime? And oh, it's not showing now? Seriously. You see nothing. All right. Sorry, Poker 8666. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna have to throw in the towel on this stream. What a disaster. I'm gonna blame Culture Casino on this. Torgo the White says this is the 3rd stream that he's seen this happen again. By the way, thank you for being here, Torgo. And Punkwa. Oh, wait, it's there. There we go. All right. I'm not going to repeat all that. Maybe I'll overlay it while we do the clip here. But can you even imagine what it would be like to? Yes, I am on StreamYard, Louis Messina. Can you even imagine what it would be like to go around trying to pickpocket people at a major event, and you see some guy dressed as Yoshi from Super Mario Brothers, and he's like, "Excuse me, sir. You are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. If an egg pops out of me, please ignore it." Oh my goodness. Oh, he didn't even go for the full jeans on the Mario costume. He went for the shorts. So double indignity there. Not not only are you being arrested by Mario, he's not even wearing long pants when he arrests you. Punk Waddle, that guy just game over. Darko the White Man, those cartels are really branching out. Beautiful. Back up from the Mushroom Kingdom from Spoon Users. Here we go. Thank you, the mum. I'll take Jonas strikes again. Hey, Butter Biscuit's the only one that's allowed to call me that. Good to see you, the mum. Oh, it's the cops. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out whether or not this was real. We got our translation here. This account right here, Tarcisio Gomez de Freitas. Let's see. Is it still displaying? It seems like every time I change tabs, it has a problem here. But this says the governor of the state of Sao Paulo and former minister of infrastructure in the government of President Jair Bolsonaro. Okay, well, so it's Sao Paulo. Is Sao Paulo in Brazil? I don't know. I'm not gonna reveal my lack of homeschool geography here. Let's see here. Elemental Hero. Sorry, Robert. Your stealing days are gone for another day. Sorry, Mario. The princess is in another tower. Hey, Morgan King's here. Yes, we can still see it. This looks like a government account, but it doesn't have the right kind of badge on it right here. So it has the blue check mark instead of the gray check mark that you're supposed to get when you are a government official. So who knows? But if we go back over here, I'd say that looks like a real police car. Look like real badges. I tend towards thinking that any video on the internet that is this funny is fake. But there we go. Ron is right. Sao Paulo is in Brazil. Thank you very much. Let's see. Scott Summers is either Switch has Super Mario Brothers games, especially 3. If you get Nintendo Switch Online, it does. So quick, grab a shroom, add a turtle shell. Perfect. He got blue shelled. Basically, that's the only way to get out of a situation like this. Also, why are they sticking him in the back of the van here? They're just tying him up and putting him in the back of the police vehicle like the trunk. That's not how we do things in America, is it? Maybe it is. Maybe it is when they arrest a bunch of people at the same time. No. All right. What else do we have here today? Every time I click on another one of these buttons, I don't know what's going to happen. So you guys are going to have to warn me. Here we go. From IGN, we're going with IGN on this one because we're not going all the way to Kotaku. By Rebecca Valentine. I don't know that she's much better than Kotaku here, but Sony has laid off an unknown number of individuals from its San Diego-based visual arts studio, as well as PlayStation Studios Malaysia, according to a Kotaku report and testimonies from former employees at LinkedIn. Sounds accurate to me. Per Kotaku, staff were informed earlier this week that March 7th would be their last day and included developers who had contributed to a number of different projects, such as the recent canceled live service game at Bend Studio. Why are they not showing what that game is? Oh, that would be the God of War game and more canceled following Concord flop. This is from January 17th here. Huh. Anyhow, IGN has identified a number of developers on LinkedIn saying they had been laid off from visual arts, as well as at least one from PlayStation Studios Malaysia. One former visual arts employee noted that the layoffs were due to multiple project cancellations. This is the second round of layoffs at visual arts in the last 2 years, after another wave impacting an unknown number of individuals in 2023. It is unclear how many people remain at Visual Arts or what the studio is working on now. IGN has reached out to PlayStation for comment. Yikes. Everybody's getting laid off these days. We just saw a story out of Hollywood Reporter and the Wall Street Journal saying there were some layoffs affecting ABC News and also Disney Entertainment. By the way, based off my research, it seems like it's more Disney Entertainment. Go follow Morning Magic tomorrow if you want to at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, if you want more on that story, or go check my Twitter account. But it seems like it's an endless string of layoffs in the video game industry. But you also have a very engaged audience. So I don't understand why these people fail to make money so much. They go for these huge live service games that in order to get off the ground, I mean, in the case of Concord, $400 million. Obviously, it doesn't have to be $400 million for a live service game. But why are these people so bad at making money? Let's see here. Louis Messina, Rebecca Valentine has a history of mistranslating on purpose to cause controversy. I believe it. Let's see here. Thomas Tompkins, Jr., San Diego, enough said. Louis Messina, mistranslated Chinese to trash Sun Wukong game. Is that Black Myth Wukong? So Ron is right. DEI and SBI has killed more game software companies. Mark Fields for 199. Positive vibes to you all. Positive vibes to you, Mark Fields. Let's see. And bass player Iffy. TLOU creator says, don't bet on part 3. Didn't they already announce a part 3? I don't know if they announced a part 3 or if they announced yet another remaster of The Last of Us Part 2. It's the only game they seem to know how to make over there. I'm sure that whatever that new game is, Intergalactic, is just going to end up being like a retelling of The Last of Us Part 2 in space with a black protagonist. Here we go. Punk Waddle. It appears like an inverse aggression towards limited market shares, trying to fast track the dominating IP without the years and several successful games in a franchise. That horizon. I don't know. All right. There's one more paragraph here. The layoffs contribute to an ongoing trend of games industry layoffs and project cancellation that's been reported since 2023, when it was estimated over 10,000 game developers were laid off. That number rose to over 14,000 in 2024, and in 2025, the trend continued, albeit with far hazier numbers due to more studios declining to report the exact number impacted. Why would they? Why would they tell anyone how many people were getting fired? Yes. Yeah, I meant Black Myth Wukong. That's a game that did pretty well on a relatively small staff as well. So if we look over this Kotaku article, they're talking about all of the things that got canceled here. But they're referencing Kotaku and just pointing out that Kotaku is referencing Bloomberg in all of this, saying they had canned 2 projects. One of them was a live service spinoff of the God of War franchise. And obviously, one of the guys involved with God of War, David Jaffe, is making a lot of waves out there. He seems to have bent the knee to the woke mind virus there. I see so many instances in the game industry where you could do something cool or you could do something expensive and repetitive, but instead they decide to do something repetitive, but in a way that they feel like they're going to change people's minds. Like, what would be the best example? Like Concord. There's no reason for them to have done those designs, not put a single like character in there that was traditionally attractive in the normal sense of the word. I'm not saying that every female character has to be hot, but it certainly helps. Men tend to forgive a lot of things when a female character is hot. I'm just pointing that out. Or having a massive dude that goes around being a bit of a what's the word? What's the clean word I want to use here? Being rough and tough, like an Indiana Jones. And of course, Indiana Jones almost got in its own way there. I just can't see them getting out of their own way. Oh, all right. Let me see if I have any more technical issues. You guys, we good? Is it still displaying on the screen? I'm getting a ping over there on Rumble. Yes, it's still displaying on the screen. All right, let's go to a story that I find rather funny. Out of Insider Gaming, Fortnite cheaters with lifetime bans will receive a second chance next month. I don't understand why they would do that, but here we go. This one from Sam Sepiol over there at Insider Gaming. Fortnite recently released its new anti-cheat policy, which revealed that players with lifetime bans will be offered a second chance in April of 2025. Hasn't this game been around for like 5 years now? So I wonder if the people who got those are getting the chance to repeal their lifetime ban, whether or not that's whether or not they even want to play this game anymore. Thomas Tompkins Jr., their numbers must be taking a hit. Wait, lifetime doesn't mean lifetime. That's where I'm at on this. But the date was shown as April 1st. No. Is it? Is it really April 1st? That would be dastardly. Fortnite cheaters will receive a second chance. Fortnite has confirmed that players who received a lifetime ban for cheating in the game will have been banned for more than a year can return to matchmaking in April 2025 when the new update rolls out. Players who have cheated in tournaments will not be able to participate in competitive events. However, they can also enter matchmaking in April. So no tournaments if you if you've cheated. That makes sense, but you can play the rest of the game and they're perfectly fine taking all. Why would you not just create a new account? I don't understand. If you've cheated in a competitive event, that's it. But you can enter matchmaking in April. Is it ranked matchmaking or are they in the other lobbies here? Fortnite's so starting in April, it could be April 1st. Fortnite's lifetime ban policy for cheaters will change. First-time offenders will now receive a year's ban. They probably should have taken that apostrophe and S off of there to make it clearer, unless they're saying it's for multiple years, and even that it's unclear. After which they will receive a second chance to return to the game. However, if they cheat again, a lifetime ban will be enforced. Players who sell cheats or break other rules resulting in a lifetime ban will not receive a second chance. So if you're dealing in cheats, that's it. They don't explain what break other rules means, though. I'm very curious what that could possibly have meant. Let's see here. Cathew says, so the bots will be able to play again. I see bots there all the time. I think Fortnite just wants their own bots in the game. It's always a fun thing going around playing a match and trying to decide whether or not the person you just obliterated in the game is a bot. Let's see. Louis Messina, money invested. Do I have money invested? Well, based off of my Fortnite locker, probably a little bit more money than I should confess to online. But, Mark Fields for 199. Thoughts on Terminator 2D game? We should bring that up, but I'm not sure if it'll let me do the sound. We'll try it. We may just need to comment on the visuals here. And Tom F, is it bad that I have still not played Fortnite? No, it's not really. I play it with my kids. It's a lot of fun. Punk Waddle says, if they bash all the walls and run past you while you're shooting at them, they might be a bot. Yeah. It's a real easy setup there. So many players wonder whether they will see the return of popular content creators who received lifetime bans for cheating. Jarvis, who was banned in 2019 for using cheat software while live streaming, has also responded to Fortnite's recent announcement about giving cheaters a second chance. Is he the one that, like, he wasn't even in a real match? Like, he wasn't playing competitively. He just showed what it's like to play while using cheats. Let's see here. Fortnite's new anti-cheat policy also introduces new PC requirements for tournaments. Players should have an account of level 350 or higher to participate in tournaments and enable TPM. I don't know what that means. And secure boot while playing. What is TPM? You guys all know computers. What is a TPM? And it probably is not theme park movies. Bass player Iffy. Sounds like Epic doesn't like their most recent player counts. How long before Epic finally throws in the towel and we see Fortnite on Steam? Is Fortnite still on? Oh, that's right, because it's in the Epic Games launcher. Man, it annoys me so much to have to launch a secondary on there. There's one reason I like consoles so much. Yes, I know. I'm not a member of the PC master race. Let's see. Louis Messina. Sorry, I meant not making another account because money already invested in the current banned account. That's an interesting one for me. I had a Steam account for a very long time, since we're on the subject of Steam accounts. And I had it, and I don't like additional software that I have to run in order to play games. So I had, what game was it? Civilization 5, maybe? Might have been 6. I don't know. And I didn't remember that it was Civilization 5. I was trying to reactivate my Steam account, and I ended up, I guess, in a chat with somebody, and I could not for the life of me. They said, you played one game, and it was like that Anton Ego moment in Ratatouille, where it took me immediately back, and I said, "Oh, I can tell you what that was. I played Civilization. I'm going to say 5 for about 15 minutes and never played it again." Why did I never play it again? Because I hated the hexes. That game should be squares and nothing else. Trusted platform module. Tom F. Thank you very much. Punk Waddle. I'm still a console fan. I get it that you can do more on a PC, but I like to buy software or buy hardware that does the specific thing that I want it to do. And then if it doesn't do what I want it to do on that specific hardware, maybe I could tinker around with it on a machine, but probably not a Mac, unless I wanted to run Parallels or something. Low spec Linux gaming, trusted platform module, some VBS required for Windows 11. See, I'm blessed enough to not have to worry about it, but who knows? In other news, Fortnite's Lawless season introduced a Cowboy Bebop collaboration. Also, Epic Games recently banned a Fortnite cheater and forced them to apologize and return their winnings. What are your thoughts on Fortnite offering cheaters a second chance? I do think that this is something where there must be a significant enough number, or maybe there's somebody that's a content creator that they're interested in working with, and so they have to make a blanket rule to say, this is how we're going to let this person back on the platform here. I doubt that whatever this decision was happened in a vacuum. Love to get your thoughts on whether or not this is cool. Yeah. Louis Messina, I stayed with Windows 10, not upgrading. Yeah. I'm trying to think when I got out. I think that I was moved to Vista, and then whatever the thing that they renamed Vista to, and then I just hated it, and so I continued to use Windows XP machines until I finally made the switch to Mac. So, all right, let's see. Which stories do we have here? Oh, we wanted to talk about Assassin's Creed. I think we've got a little bit of time before we can talk about Yasuke here. Call me old-fashioned, but I miss the 2D Final Fantasy RPG style games. How bad do you miss them, though? It's almost like they never went away. I bought the Pixel remasters and played those on Switch recently. Hey, look at this. Look who's joining me. It is Nolan Thunder.
Hello. How's it going?
I cannot hear you.
You can't?
Can everyone else hear you?
Let me check the stream.
Let me check my audio settings real quick.
Okay, I'm coming through on the stream. I can confirm that.
Give me just 1 second, Nolan.
No problem. So while we're waiting on Jonas, hi everybody. I hope you're all having a great stream.
Nolan, you could say whatever, and I couldn't hear you right now because I'm looking at my settings, and it doesn't even allow me to see my outputs.
Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, these are the type of, you caught my the virus I always get whenever I'm trying to run a stream. Like everything in the kitchen sink seems to like to break.
Yeah, this StreamYard is a disaster. Hold on just 1 second.
So I guess I'll share this story here. I was trying to record a video here for everyone, the audience here. I was trying to record a video with some people the other day, and I was able to record the video remotely from work. And I'm not sure if I can disclose what the information is, but it is something related to that park place, and it's something for. Yeah, I won't go into many details with it, but what I'll say is that I had to work remotely from work, and I had to step off in order to record it. And I brought my whole mic with me. I was using like a work computer. I got permission. Obviously, don't do that without permission, people in the audience. That's probably not a good thing to do with your boss. But I got permission to record this in the office, and I was using the laptop. And no matter what I did, I could not get my audio to go through. And I was like having like a moment because I was going through all the settings. I was Googling stuff. I was going through StreamYard. I had my fancy mic with me on the road, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? My stupid self, there was a button on the laptop that was just muting the mic. And it was that simple. All I had to do was push a button, but apparently that was too complex. So if you guys are ever playing a video game and you're going through a very long tutorial, please remember those are for people like me who apparently can't figure out buttons. Jonas, if you are speaking, we cannot currently hear you. But I will say your Obi-Wan icon is a pretty stoic. Very, very stoic. Okay, well, while he tries to sort out those audio issues, so I hope so. What y'all been playing lately? Thank you all for supporting that gameplay. So have you guys been any particular games you've been going for lately? I've been very busy, so I haven't been able to game much. But I'll tell you, one game I've been enjoying when I have been able to play is a game called Internal Plexus, or it's like B13313, I think. It's a ROM hack of Super Mario 64 that basically like personalized it to like all those dreams you had when you were young about secret levels and like creepy stuff that's hiding in the game and beta content. It's basically a whole ROM hack based off of that. It is so cool, and I can't recommend it enough. The Nintendo ninjas that are listening to the stream right now, you did not hear me say that because I know they don't like that stuff. But hey, to all the Nintendo fans, I do recommend checking it out. Ooh, we got Low Spec Linux Gaming's playing KOTOR 2. Jonas, I see your little bars going, but I still cannot hear you. Can the stream hear you? Let me check. No, the stream cannot hear you, unfortunately. We do apologize for the technical difficulties there, folks.
All right. What about now?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now the problem is that I can hear me. So give me just 1 second.
Oh, no. There's two Jonases. No.
Yeah. We're going to figure this out.
We will. Sometimes, you have like some kinks you got to get worked out, but it's going to be great. By the time we get to the Nintendo Direct next month, we're going to be smooth sailing. We're going to have like a whole camera crew and a van that we can do on remote location. It's all going to be fine, guys. Give it time.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to have to ignore the sound of my own voice that's coming out just right after I say something. So.
Oh, it's like that awkward timing thing. Well, now you know what it's like to record that gameplay in a cave, I guess.
All right. Well, my options are don't hear you and hear me, or don't hear anything. So.
It's okay. Right. The mic issues have been plaguing all of us lately. It's like I was telling the chat about my disaster like a week ago. We were trying to record a video for TBP, and I was thwarted not by settings, not by StreamYard, not by the computer, but by a single button that was on the laptop that was muting my mic, and I did not know it, and It was awful.
I kind of started reading this, but things went wrong. So Mark Fields for $4.99. Call me old-fashioned, but I miss the 2D Final Fantasy RPG style games. So I went through and I binged the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collection over on Switch. I stopped before I got to 6, which is the one that I actually want to play, because I think that Final Fantasy 6 might be the best 2D RPG ever. And Chrono Trigger is pretty close. I go back and forth on which. I think after that, they pretty much stopped making Final Fantasy games as far as I'm concerned.
Well, what about 7?
No, is that 3D?
It is 3D, but it's probably the most 2D like out of all of them. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I guess. It was also on PlayStation when I was a Nintendo purist, a Super Nintendo.
Oh,
purist.
okay. That was like the one answer you could give me, putting down 7. Okay, Nintendo purist, that's an acceptable answer. I'll give you the pass on that one.
Yeah. Let me see if I can bring up my screen sharing again. I think it kind of pooped out on me. I
If you
lost it
need me
again.
to screen share anything, just let me know.
Maybe that's a good idea.
I got the just send me the link and I'll do it, or I can find it there.
Yeah.
Also, I got the chat involved. They're sharing some of the games they've been playing lately.
All right. Well, then let me see. Bring up this story if you can.
Sure thing.
And then this is the follow-up story.
Here.
Okay. We talk about Nintendo for a second. If this works, then I might be able to switch back to the other one and not have the sound of.
I have it. I just need you to be able to
here.
bring it up because I can't add it on the StreamYard. There we
go. I think you should zoom in though.
Gotcha, Chief. That good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right. So this story is out of Polygon. Amazon Nintendo seeks $7 million judgment in counterfeit amiibo lawsuit. Actually, 1 second.
They're finally getting back. They're getting back of all those custom amiibos you got off eBay for like Goku and all that, right? Would you like me to read it? Oh, Jonas, you're having the audio thing again. Okay, so while Jonas figures out his audio issues, because it's not currently coming through. Oh, yes, now we can.
Okay, cool. Then I think we're in good shape. All right, so this is a story out of Polygon, and I thought this was interesting. Amazon Nintendo seeks $7 million judgment in counterfeit amiibo lawsuit. More than $2 million worth of counterfeit Nintendo products were sold from 2019 to 2023, according to the lawsuit. There's a story by Nicole Carpenter here. So, Nolan, do you know what these counterfeit amiibos are?
No, I knew about like a lot of the customs being made on eBay and Etsy and all that, but I didn't know about the counterfeit issues going on. Can you elaborate a little more?
Yeah. This is not counterfeit amiibos in the sense of like, okay, you find something that has a Pikachu standing on top of it and a little disc or something like that, and it doesn't look like an amiibo. I don't think the counterfeit amiibos like on Etsy. I don't think that's the issue that is that they're talking about here. I'm pretty sure this is just those like packs of like 23 amiibo cards and things from Legend of Zelda or Splatoon or the Mario Kart pack that I might maybe I've seen some of those. Maybe I'm near some of those myself. Maybe they're really handy when you don't want your kids messing with your amiibo collection. Nolan, I think I've sent you a picture of my rather extensive amiibo collection.
As well, it's like there tends to be, it's nice when you live a nice life, that's parallel to those counterfeits. It's not like you're actually partaking, because that would be frowned upon. That'd be really bad.
Would it? It's a great way to level up in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You just get into the Kakariko village and you just you take one of those cards and you end up, because every time you do it, it populates all those things just a few feet in front of you. So you have to, it's nice if you have a nice stretch of land like the one right in front of Impa's house to go through there and just do, and then you cook all your stuff and you pretty much have all the healing items you could ever want.
It'd be perfect. And it would also be perfect is I'm sharing another one too, so we can get some Wario action up in here. Would you be able to share that with our audience here? I'm currently sharing.
Yes, but before we do that, I just want to point out a couple of details before we see, because that's a more recent version of that. So the lawsuit was filed in October of 2023 against a group of counterfeit sellers that illegally sold fake amiibo and video game cartridges. I didn't see a lot of fake video game cartridges. Again, that's another thing where I don't think the Etsy sellers are necessarily the problem. I think it's the people who are doing like the stuff that is either 100% fake, like Pokemon Red and blue, but it says like game cartridge or something at the top instead of Game Boy.
Well,
So,
these are more along the lines of, your more traditional type bootleg. I don't mean like Super Granddad 7 or anything like that. I mean like in the sense of like it's trying to pass itself off as the original. And, Nintendo has definitely built a legacy of being the very stern grandparent and old fashioned in a lot of ways when it comes to, fan content. But I do got to give them some credit. They're usually pretty lax when it comes to, pre-production of, fan type content or custom type stuff. They could be a lot worse with the banhammer. Here, it seems like they're trying to be like, hey, you're basically cloning our work and trying to sell it. And I have to agree with them on that. Like, I don't think it's cool to just replicate the amiibos and sell them like that. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the individuals who purchased. That's a completely different argument at that point. But if I was in their shoes, I would completely understand why this could be an issue.
yeah. So the original complaint, and I totally agree with you, although you did say reproductive, which is something obviously Nintendo is very against.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the original complaint alleged that the counterfeit dealers agreed not to sell fake goods on Amazon when they signed on as third-party sellers, but sold a number of different fake Nintendo products anyways. The counterfeit goods, which Amazon sent to Nintendo to confirm as counterfeit, include posters, again, not that big of a deal, probably, Animal Crossing, and The Legend of Zelda amiibo cards, there we go, and Nintendo DS cartridges, among other items across several different selling accounts. Amiibo cards, like amiibo figures, can be scanned using the Nintendo Switch console to earn rewards or add characters to a game. So the amiibo cards, I think this is just like straight up NFC. Like it's not complicated in any way. It's like there's a code on the thing, there is a code reader, and that code can be read very easily and put on an NFC chip. And I'm not encouraging anyone to go pirate or break Nintendo stuff here, but I think the process is remarkably easy, like to read one of those. And I've seen setups online where people have NFC readers, or if you have a phone that I think even iPhones can get an NFC reader writer function on them, that you can literally with a phone set
Yeah.
it up to where you can write on a card. And okay, so if you want to, you can go on Amazon and get one with a nice sticker on it. But if you wanted to just literally buy the NFC cards and get a list of NFC codes, like someone at home could do this. Not that I'm encouraging anyone to do that.
We live in a day and age where it's extremely easy to do this sort of thing. And unfortunately, a lot of people tend to use this type of stuff, for scams and malicious intent. This going on right here, I feel like it's justified, and I can't help but find it hilarious. They invest, how much money into like protocols and stuff. Like, I don't know how much time and money they spent into like Switch piracy. And didn't they break that thing in like a day or a week? Like that thing barely lasted anything long. And that was for cartridge-based games as opposed to discs. Like it was crazy.
Right. So the thing that Nintendo did this time is they have a unique code that has to ping the server, or if you're online, it will ping the server. So if someone were to copy a Nintendo Switch cartridge at this point, my understanding, and maybe if anybody in the chat wants to correct me on it, I have no problem with that, is that the unique identifier on that chip, it can be copied along with the chip itself. So if that unique identifier exists in two locations, it's going to brick that card. So it's the cartridge, I should say. So in this case, buying used Nintendo Switch games now have an extra process. So like 30 years from now, if somebody wants to, if Nintendo kept their servers going, which hopefully they won't. I mean, they already stopped repairing the Nintendo 3DS, which is a story we're not going to get to cover today. But if you ping the server with a chip that code exists elsewhere, it's going to brick that chip. So yeah, I think here we go. Nolan, the other article has the resolution, which came out yesterday.
Perfect. Let's switch it over.
Yep.
All right. Y'all ready for some Mario? Here we go.
Yep. Here we go. Nintendo awarded $7 million in win against counterfeit amiibo sellers. This one from Nintendo Life by Liam Doolin. As you might recall, we've already talked about that. In an update, Nintendo has officially won, with Seattle District Judge Marcia J. Peckman awarding the video game giant approximately $7 million as a default judgment against the two sellers. Wow. Additionally, the sellers have also been ordered to completely stop the creation and sales of these products. Sellers are also ordered to cease creating and selling counterfeit Nintendo products or products that otherwise infringe on Nintendo's trademark on Amazon. So does that mean they're allowed to sell them elsewhere? Amazon originally shut down the seller's account prior to the filing of the original complaint back in October of 2023. Well, that explains where they went.
We seem to be having a little glitch there where we were getting on our StreamYard, but it wasn't appearing on the streams tab. So
there it goes.
Thanks, StreamYard. Oh my goodness, y'all are missing out on the Wario amiibo. I'm so sorry, people.
Yeah, but still, the story is still the same. Nintendo, when Nintendo does legal stuff, they have a tendency to be a real stick in the mud. So if somebody does an HD remake of Super Mario 64, I don't think that actually affects copies of the physical cartridges for Super Mario 64. I just
no, and the people that would be playing anyways most of the time end up growing up to be Nintendo fans and end up buying 3 copies of the game anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I actually do have 2 copies of Super Mario 3D All Stars. I don't know how many copies of the original Super Mario Brothers I have at this point. It's amiibo cards. I have the amiibos and I have the cards, and if I really, because Nintendo does not fulfill their shipping orders, because I don't know if they'll ever be available, having the NFC codes out there in the wild, which they really can't fix anything at this point. I think like the original Nintendo Switch hardware, and when I say the original hardware, I mean like the first generation Switch hardware, unfixable from Nintendo's standpoint. That thing can be cracked, and that's why those are so valuable.
But you bring a good point here, because you're talking about like the OG software, because they've been using the same, NFC technology since going back to the Wii U era, back in like 2012, 13, or whatever the heck Smash Brothers for Wii U came out. So do you think perhaps with the new system coming out, do you think there would be a massive storm if they were to choose to be like, hey, let's do like a new technology for this? And tough luck if you're, I don't know at this point, like 10-decade-year-old amiibo, Smash Brothers 4 Mario amiibo is incompatible with our brand new game. Like, would that really cause that much of a storm? I know some people would get mad, obviously, because anyone would, but
I don't know.
I think they're justified.
Yeah, well, I did have a player character that I trained, but I never saw the value of having a player character that did the exact same things that I do. And nobody was really interested in fighting the fake character, or
Shame
having
on
them
them.
fight each other. It's almost like a Pokemon battle, I guess.
Why won't you fight my digital waifu? Dang it!
Send Palatino out there.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, I got that Palatino amiibo thinking, oh, no one's gonna buy this one. This one's gonna be worth a lot of money. I see her at the local used game store. She's cheaper than some of the Animal Crossing ones.
Back in the day, me and my mother actually went to a Best Buy at like 4 a.m. to wait in line for the Dark Pit amiibo. That was an experience. It was fun. It was fun. I miss amiibo getting. Like, it was crazy. It was ridiculous that people had to work that hard for them. But I gotta say, there was a sense of community within Nintendo fandom. Maybe not for the resellers, but at least within Nintendo fans. It was a kind of a bright spot in a dark time for Nintendo.
Yeah. Mark Fields for 199. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. Can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
Trying our best here. StreamYard, just the duck doesn't want to work today. That's what it is.
Give me just 1 second. I gotta clear a message off of my screen. I'm displaying it, guys. You can't see it, can you?
Yeah, no. Wait. Maybe on their end? Nope. Nothing.
Nope. Okay, sorry. Give me just a second here. All right. Well, I was going to bring in another story, but I don't know that we'll be able to bring it in. Nolan, let me just ask you, what are you playing these days?
Let me see. The game of life, which is called I work on YouTube and work at my job, and I don't have time to play games like I want to. Isn't that the irony of someone who does a channel on lost games?
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
I was telling the viewers when I do have a chance to play, I've been playing this game called Internal Plexus or B13313. It is a ROM hack of Super Mario 64. Nintendo, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear us say that. I was saying I was playing Mario Sunshine, obviously. But no, it's
That's
a
funny. That's what you were saying when I first got back in with audio. So
yeah, no, it's basically a ROM hack that takes like it's a game that's basically like if you've ever had like a dream of a video game you play all the time, and you know how there's always like those secret levels or like beta assets and creepy things hiding within the game. It's basically a game about that. It's got a lot of detail, imagination. It works in certain kinds of like hoaxes or rumors from Mario 64 that have come around throughout the years, and actually builds it into the game to make it more of like kind of how you'd always dream Mario 64 could be as a kid. And I don't know, it rekindles something in me where when you're playing it when you're young, there's always a sense of you never know what's going to be behind that next door. When you're older, you're like, okay, there's only so many different kinds of things there could be. But there's literally times in this game where it's like, you go to like the Ella's Real statue where people allege you could lock Luigi, and you end up in like a parallel world, or you go take a certain door and the entire castle is like twice the size, and here's little secret areas and little callbacks to little songs that came from like internet culture and urban
yeah,
legends. It's kind of like a game that's just basically made for me, and I do love it every time I play it. Apparently, the guy who made it, he shifted to focus more on a music career because the best creators always want to do some other profession for some reason. But he's had a team, I guess, that's taken over for him, and they've done a very good job. I can't recommend it enough. And then if you're Nintendo watching, play Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I have not played, but it's a game you can buy from them. So yeah. What about you, Jonas?
I do like the Retro Studios Donkey Kong games are awesome. I've been playing Sonic Battle, not Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, but Sonic Battle for the Game Boy Advance, which is, I know, probably not a
Ooh,
choice that
I've
most
never had a
people.
chance to play that one. How is it?
It's good. It's a little basic. It's meant for playing on occasion on a Game Boy Advance, but it's good. I'm playing it on the Game Boy Player on the GameCube. So
Hey, I
it's
got a
fun.
lot of respect for Sonic Battle because that's the one that gave us Emerald, I think is how you say it, the
Hmm.
robot character who's
Yeah.
one of the most underutilized Sonic characters. Apparently, he's one of the most powerful ones. And funny enough, the sprites that were used in Sonic Battle, I think those got used a lot in some popular Flash animations back in the day. So, got a lot of
Mm.
respect for that game.
Yeah. I'm playing with one of my kids, and we're trying to get to the shadow levels to unlock them. So
Ooh.
yeah, it's been kind of funny going back and revisiting all these advance games because that was what it was, 32-bit handheld, so it could play the whole SNES library, but they had some basic 3D technology at the same time as well. Like when Nintendo gets to sit on a technology for a very long time, I mean, that's the whole thing with like the Game Boy, for instance. That was all out of date technology, and they did a great job with it. Like the Wii,
I,
they sat with that technology for a very long time
and it
because it was
works. There's less bugs as a result. Like they can actually get it cheaper. It's affordable, and you can actually do innovative stuff with it as opposed to just being like, all right, we got the latest, newest phone. Let's just do and test dummy it like everybody else. Like I think that's cool.
yeah, yeah. I've never wanted to play a game because it has God rays or whatever. Ray tracing is so far down on my list of things I'm looking for in a video game,
It
but
gets so
apparently we
boring.
need the best processor in the whole world so we can trace whether your reflection is bouncing off of these two city skyscrapers. I'm like, I don't
Someone
care
okay,
at
you're
all.
taking me You're taking me back because there's this one dude and he did this one video where because there's all these videos, where they take old games and they add like the current like ray tracing, like the RTX graphics, whatever things to them. And someone did it and they instead opted to make it to where it upgraded the game, but it turned it into like a horror movie because all the graphics became realistic and like the floating Mario head from 64 is like chasing you down. It was crazy.
That sounds amazing.
Well,
Also,
you were talking about the Game Boy tech, and me and Culture a while back did actually a video on this one guy who managed to port Mario 64. Sorry, I won't shut up about that game, but they ported it to a Game Boy Advance, and they managed to kind of emulate like the 3D feel and stuff. And I just can't believe sometimes like the power those little handhelds had back in the day. Like they had all this, and they couldn't get the sound chip right on the Game Boy Advance. I'm like, what happened there?
it's amazing to me when people demake games. In fact, if anyone ever released a 2D, actually, that's what Square should do. They should demake Final Fantasy VII into a 2D game, and then
I'd
I
buy
would want to play it. Yeah, yeah. I actually think they kind of lost the ability to do that well. I get it, like Octopath Traveler, it's fun, okay, but I would love a Final Fantasy 2D game again, a real Final Fantasy in 2D.
Do we
Because I
call it
also
Final
think that
Fantasy 6 too?
hey, I'm for it. The other thing is, I think the storytelling is better when they have to rely on the music and the narrative in order to sell all of this. So
Oh yeah, well back then they had to get so much more creative. That's why I think a lot of now this excludes Nintendo because I think they're one of the only companies that actually cares with this. But in the older days, especially with like gaming music, they had to get so creative on those soundtracks. They couldn't just rely on filler type orchestra or filler type synthesizer. Like they actually had, because you those beats were going to keep repeating so often, you had to come up with some sort of catchy jingle. And I know it could still come off as annoying to some people, but I think there's a reason why some of those older things, like everyone knows the Pac-Man jingle, the Donkey Kong jingle, and it's back then they had more excuses for the music to suck, and yet they made stuff that usually sounded better and catchier. And I think that's admirable, and I think a lot of people can learn from the past when things were more primitive and limited.
yeah, yeah, I totally agree. So, Gory Eyed Beast, for $2 Canadian. My computer stinks, so I'm playing Shadowrun Trilogy at the moment. Shadowrun's got by the way, that is currently as a bundle, it's $40 on Steam right now for anyone who wants to go join the Gory Eyed Beast in playing that one.
Oh.
Crun's Pants. I go between Red Dead Redemption 2 and Elite Dangerous pretty regularly. I want a new big story to play through. Crimson Desert is the only thing coming that I'm interested in. So, yeah, I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, but my kids started staying up later, and and so I had to cut that one off. Pinochet's Helicopter Tours for $2. Someone made an unofficial 16-bit Final Fantasy VII in RPG Maker. Is that still available online somewhere? Because that sounds great.
And I would like to ask, how good is that port? Because like fan games tend to kind of vary, but if they actually like rebuilt the art in like 16-bit, with some of like those old like sprite cutscenes and stuff like that, that would actually be really cool.
Yeah,
Like a Chrono Trigger thing with it.
I don't know why I dislike 3D Final Fantasy games so much. I've played 3D RPGs before. I've got no problem with Kingdom Hearts. Maybe it's the fact that it's an action RPG in some level. Actually, I take that back. 10 and 10-2. I've enjoyed those, but the gameplay feels a little janky. Sometimes it feels like the art is more important than the story in those.
Yes. I feel that way about Final Fantasy a lot in general. Like I tend to care more about the world than I actually do the game themselves because the story and characters are just kind of, gripping. But I can connect with what you mean because like I feel like Pokemon is that way too, where I feel like once they abandoned the sprites, and the extra love and care that went into those quirky designs, which honestly also were very synopsis, like they jived well with the style of like the anime and stuff. I feel like when it went 3D, the cell shaded style, I feel like it got a little too basic and a little too generic. And I think that kind of helped to say Pal World's power to where since the stuff got more basic, now not fan games, but like other developers could step in and kind of make up for the slack. Whereas Pokemon kind of used to have like a market that would take a lot of work and a lot of team to do. And I'm not saying that's not the case now, but it used to have a more unique flair to it. My personal opinion there.
Yeah. The mom, Jonas, you missed mine and Ruby Hoof super chats. Thank you so much. And more, but I'm gonna get it in a second. Butter Biscuit 92. I'm soaked. Thank God I finished my last street. I am sorry if you've been trying to struggle with us this entire time, Butter Biscuit. Maybe it's a different kind of entertaining here. Okay, I'm gonna go through and let's make sure we got everybody. Call me old fashioned, but I missed. We did get that one. The Mum for $4.99. Forgive me for taking so long to get to this. If PC games used physical product, I play on PC. Again,
preach it, the mum, please. I miss picking up like those, like I remember like they had like those Roller Coaster Tycoon multi-packs where they had like all the expansions with it. You just need the disc, you need your computer to not be weird and run it, and you own that game forever. And now so many things, are kind of stuck in the past because of computer upgrades. Like, how much I would love for them to bring back some of those old like LucasArts games and stuff and do some re-releases. If the Switch 2 getting like that mouse functionality, I think there's a huge opportunity there to port a bunch of old PC stuff, but we'll see if they capitalize.
Oh man, Secret of Monkey Island on Nintendo Switch 2. By the way, if we could figure out what's going on, we are planning on streaming on April 2nd. Whenever they actually reveal what's going on with the Switch 2.
Awesome. I was about to reach out to Culture about that. Perfect.
Yep. Ruby Hood for $2. Have a wonderful day. Ruby, thank you very much. I have a feeling you're not watching this live. If you are watching this, I am so sorry. This has been a crazy stream. Okay. With that being said, I wanted to say thank you to everyone for sticking with us for about an hour and a half of just StreamYard mayhem here. Nolan,
are we better or worse than the like E3 presentation for Skyward Sword where the game just wouldn't work every time they woggled the remote and it was a disaster?
We are better than that for sure. I kind of miss the days of E3 in some ways, only because of Nintendo. No one did it like Nintendo. They also were saved by the fact that the company itself is Japanese, so there was always that translation issue. Plus Reggie Fils-Aimé in the infamous "My body is ready" comments.
You beat me to the quote.
Yeah. All right, Nolan, do you want to tell people where they can find you?
Oh, yes. So if y'all like video games, I do these little documentaries in the series I do called Lost in the Files. I talk about like old urban legends and mysteries relating to video games from the several decades they've been around, and as well as some other kinds of internet mysteries and all that type of stuff. They're a mix of documentary, B-movie horror, and comedy. So that seems like something that interests you. Please check me out on my channel at Nolan Thunder in my series Lost in the Files. Thank you.
Awesome. And guys, if you like old video games, first of all, Nolan is incredibly creative in the way that he does this.
Thank you.
And puts a lot of work into him. You need to check them out.
And there's a new episode coming soon. It's finally, I've been editing it recently, so be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Punk Waddle says, way to muscle through the streams, guys. It's been fun. I feel like it's a consolation.
We're getting all the gains in this one.
Ninja Pat 15. Funny that I'm not having these problems when I'm streaming Monster Hunter Wilds with StreamYard. Should people go check out your channel to see you play Monster Hunter Wilds? Or is this an accusation, sir? Is this an accusation? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but thank you, everybody, for being here. And Low Spec Linux Gaming, thank you very much for the commentary here, and Tom F for modding and debug.
Yes, Tom F is amazing.
Yep, Nerdrotic having issues earlier. To be honest, yeah, it's because we're using the same account.
Yeah, that's a StreamYard's been not keeping up with it, but I promise you, we're trying our best, and hopefully, we'll have the kinks worked out next time.
Wow. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Hit the like button if you want. I don't know. I may just delete this entire stream because it was a bit of a disaster, but I enjoyed spending time with all of you. Thank you so much, Nolan, for jumping in. And
absolutely.
And in the words of Culture Casino, get your game on.